Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new video. Today we are playing the Legionnaire. He got a brand new legendary, the Crimson Bastion. If you haven't seen it yet, it runs with Chaotic Onslaught and Disruptive Slam. Based on that, we're going to be playing with Disruptive Slam a lot. There's only one more disarray stacking skill that I remember or know out of all the 300 skills, and that is Manifestation of Chaos. Because this one's more of a random projectile released everywhere, we're not, this is actually going to be slightly better. One, it has shattered, and two, it's directional, so we can choose what we hit with it based on our stacks of disarray on the target. So we're going to run it. We are going to grab Chaotic Onslaught in the beginning, but we are going to remove it for double, for On Guard and Sharp Spear. That's going to give us Bulwark, Exposed, and Form, as well as Haste, so we can get the Form to Haste, Haste to Finesse, and then we can also get a Bulwark for some block and Exposed as well, and then just Form. So we'll use then the strategy with Divine Legacy and Devastating Blow, where we get to focus with Thrust to the Chaotic Spam, and that should help us get a lot of disarray, a lot of Form, and we should be relatively strong. Also, we are going to be trying the Finesse passive from Faydum, because apparently it is very, very strong. But we're going to start this off with Aranak because we want to grab ourselves the Disarray to Disoriented, which seems to be like a free upgrade for us since we got a free Disarray in the build. The most important thing is to get your very first Disarray on hit, and then you can get rid of your first, the Chaotic Onslaught. But until then, you need to keep... Well, actually, you don't need to because you got Summon Catapults, which have Disarray as well. So you don't actually need the first skill. You just literally need Disruptive Slam and his legendary weapon for the artifact power, which is the Summon Catapults. Alright, there we go. Damage on hit over there. And again, we're looking for On Guard. On Guard. You got the one. Let's pick up our Ascension before the boss. Our Ascension is extremely powerful. We don't need that. I'm not going to worry too much about this. We are going to grab the Multicast Chance because Faydum's upgrade is Multicast Chance to Finesse. So I've been told it's very strong, so we're going to give it a shot. We'll do it second. Alright, there we go. There's the Disarray on hit. Now we can remove it. We'll grab the Quick Strike for now, but we're not going to plan on keeping Quick Strike. We actually want to replace... there we go. We'll end up getting it quite quickly. So there's our first thrust to Chaotic, and we're in a good spot. So let's do this and see what we can get from there. Multicast is very good. We don't need the damage for thrust. So multicast, beautiful. Like we mentioned, we want quite a lot of multicast because we're going to go multicast to Finesse. 25% chance for any multicast to cause a Finesse stack. But it doesn't matter how many out of the chain. If you have a 600 multicast and you chain 6 times, as far as I understand it, you'll only get one Finesse stack for that multicast chain. You can't gain more than one. Okay, Powerful Strike, also not really necessary. We do have Divine Legacy, which will give us physical damage, which is a lot more than that. And then cast frequencies and things like that are very, very powerful here. And then critical strike chance, we need to at least get to 100% for guaranteed crits. Duration on our Ascension is very good, and then the armor upgrade as well. We do have Bulwark, which is block. So free 80% increased armor is going to be very strong here as well. Defense-wise, at least. Alright, we're actually getting a lot of damage upgrades over here. There's another Form to Haste. Beautiful. We can remove the damage for that. And very close to the level we need. I'm not going to do this. If you're doing like a Sigil of Void plus 10, and you get those Void Presence objective, that's a very, very powerful, because it's going to give you that additional upgrade potential in the very early game, which I think is very important when you're playing Sigil of the Void. Alright, so here we go. We can go for those bonuses. So the uncommon and the rare upgrades are very powerful, and we will use them, but the common one isn't really necessary. We're not worried about the damage of our Ascension. We just use it for the bonus stats and things like that. We can grab a Magnetic. Extra XP is always welcome. And let's go for area and damage. We will grab multicast, but I think area in the very beginning does do a lot more. I mean, we are getting a lot of multicast regardless, so that's pretty good. Grab a swift, grab ourselves a multicast. Oh, right, okay, so I forgot why we take Divine Legacy. We actually take it for the skill chain, not for anything else. So we should have run skill chain there, but we will in the future. Area in the very beginning is actually very powerful, so keeping it is going to be very beneficial. Actually, 60% visibility is fine. Perfect. Movement speed's good, cast frequency, the armor power, there's a beautiful cast frequency, relentless, damage increase, merciless is going to be good. We are going for the disarray to disoriented. Oh yeah, right, we got form, so we don't actually need that much crit. And once we get the Faydum passive, it's going to be even more because we're going to have a lot of multicast. Alright, beautiful. We're going to not take... I'm sure I removed the damage there. I don't know why we still see... Oh, wait, oops. There was nearly a mistake that happened over there. I'm so sure we removed the damage now for the 2 skills. I hope I never accidentally removed this damage. Devs, can we add a third tab here that shows us what we've banished? Because here you get people like myself who... It wasn't the damage for that skill, so we're fine. But still, I'm so sure I removed the damage there. Okay, we don't need that. We're going to grab that and that. More magnetic over here would be good.
I feel it coursing through my veins.
There's our what we're looking for. Some more cast frequency. Some beautiful... That was a big life upgrade, actually. Movement speed's good. Not sure if we need the crit anymore as much, because I forgot we actually have form. Even though I'm like, hey, we're going form to haste. We also take battle proficiency for just additional damage. It does help, and it's going to be even stronger when we're running the skill chain correctly. Grab the disarray stacks.
I feel like an army of hundreds.
And apparently disarray wasn't working correctly with specific things like disoriented and things like that, so we might actually see it being very, very powerful compared to what it has been before, because it got fixed. I don't know if it got fixed to the point where it's like, oh no, actually it's worse now. Or if it got fixed to the point where it's actually better now, but I'm sure it's a buff. Alright, so we were looking for Faydum, and we're going to be running his finesse to multicast, or multicast to finesse, sorry. And we'll see how strong it is. If it's very powerful, that's going to be very good for finesse stacking builds, like the Summarize skill, as well as the Spellbreakers, Spellblade skill. The Arcane Overlord, unfortunately I can't, I think it was Slice and Dice that was finesse stacking. So both are going to be very, very good.
Through the darkness, we rise.
At least On Guard is full around your character, so it does do quite a lot of damage to everything around you. Just need a little bit more area of effect with it. But form stacks, yeah, we got plenty of form. Sitting on 200% critical strike chance, so we can actually remove crit. Let's just go to these ones, they're closer. I should not have gone... go remove the crit, grab some block chance.
Progress made. Doors weaken. Another fragment collected. Eyes front, soldier.
Not sure. We'll see what this does. Exposed is obviously going to be very good. It does have a base damage. Probably not as good as fragility would be. But how would we get fragility into this build? A lot of damage even without our... Ascension. Disarray stacks. Okay, we want to lock damage and multicast. Oh, this is a problem. Okay, wait, this round we'll take the damage and multicast. I really wanted the skill chain, but multicast is also going to be very important. But once we get a substantial amount of finesse from it, then we don't have to really worry about the multicast because we get multicast from finesse. So you should only need a little bit, and then it becomes self-sufficient. How many more do we need? We still need 3. Unfortunately, it's all +1s again. All +1s and a boss fight. What's really nice is our summons are going to proc the disarray as well. So if we keep the 5 out of 6 weakened legions, I think we actually do more disarray stacking than if we had to use all 6. Although actually every single attack would then apply a stack of disarray. So it's probably stronger to get 6 of them and the small army and the catapults and everything else. There's just a lot going on that's going to be applying disarray for us. So you'll notice we're doing about 600 stacks. This guy's got a little bit more on them. Or sorry, it was the other way around. He had less because I was only attacking them. But the Legionnaires dealt more because they just deal faster attacks, it would seem. But a very cheeky way of keeping them alive forever is you just keep them there.
Steady advance. I'm getting closer.
Alright, let's see how well this finesse works. Yeah, we can keep both of those, it's fine. I'll grab another magnetic and more cast frequency.
Target behind this door. Let's get the blood.
Alright, pretty easy. So here we go. When you multicast, you have a chance to gain finesse. It's a 25% chance. We were told it's very powerful, so we're going to try and give it a go. See if it is very good or if it isn't. Now, we don't necessarily need exposed or shattered, but having every skill applied is obviously a lot better. And we're sitting on 70, 80 finesse stacks, 70 finesse stacks. Oh, it went straight down. Maybe we need more multicast then. Once we get more skill chain, eventually, then we'll be in a much better spot with that as well. As soon as I decide to focus it. We are nearly level 100, which means that we will be able to get another skill chain. And then we can grab more, obviously more skill chain. And I should re-roll to look for more, just for common skill chain upgrades.
Another fragment collected. Eyes front.
So let's do that. We've got a couple of re-rolls. Obviously damage. There's more skill chain. Perfect. Disarray. Disarray and skill chain. Multicast is also very good, because that's going to give us finesse. So we're on about 100 stacks, which is about 180 stacks, which is quite a bit of multicast. So we're on 270 multicast now.
Steady advance.
Yeah, there's a lot of arrows, and each of those can cause a disarray. So our Ascension is very powerful in terms of stacking
Progress made.
negative effects as well. Alright, multicast. There's a haste to finesse. Let's see what else. Disarray stacking. We finally get another upgrade over here. We're just looking for this first, so we can lock it, and then we'll get something else after that. So there we go. We get the damage and then the skill chain. We're on 40% now, and things are just going to get crazier as we keep going with it. So there we go. More multicast chance. More multicast means more damage. I mean, more chance for finesse, which means even more multicast. It's like double dipping into itself. Maybe that's why it's so powerful. 220 stacks now. Alright, 50% skill chain. Which also means we actually have quite a decent amount of shattered because of that. So exposed, I think it's going to be fine. We don't necessarily need the shattered, but exposed definitely. Trying to think what we can grab that would be beneficial to us from the other. I think I must go the cast frequency, multicast, and health from Faydum again. Right, there's the exposed on hit. And now we go Faydum. Again, we're going to grab the health, multicast, and cast frequency.
For the glory of the hunters, for the victory against the Void King! Progress made. The doors weaken.
Nice to use different Titans all the time, depending on the build you have. So having all the different options is really, really good. Obviously, some are still a lot stronger, like getting Radiance. Isn't it finesse to Radiance? So we could get Radiance, and that would give us fragility. And we have a lot of multicast. We have about 100 extra movement speed, 300 nearly extra critical strike chance from the build. Pretty good. And we're nearly there. We don't need any more of those. I must actually remove them. Movement speed is still very good to get until we get to the final, bonus of it. There's an increase to the duration, double. Some damage. We get damage, an epic damage upgrade over here. We don't need more magnetic. I'm going to get rid of it. Damage increase over there, and I would actually like 1 or 2 more area of effect legendaries. So at over here, there's an area of effect. I do want to just, okay, wait, we can't lock it, unfortunately. We need this. So this is very important. We do take the area of effect. Next level, we get the skill chain, and that's the last lock we've got. That's fine. Bonus, that should be the last one as well. You only get 5 of them. So that should have been the 5th one. Oops, I accidentally used this. 66% skill chain now. I wonder what the skill looks like with full visuals. We're literally tunneling rocks into the enemy.
Another fragment collected. Ice front soldier.
Okay, disarray and damage. And the game did us dirty again. Did us dirty. At least these +1 objective bosses get melted absolutely quickly.
Through the darkness we rise.
Okay, form to haste. We don't need that much haste, but it's still okay to grab it. Grab the armor, cast frequency, of course. And here we go, Fedom. Give me your booty. Give me thou booty.
Time to draw some Titan blood.
Yeah, just in case, even if you have skills that apply like exposed or whatever the case is, even though the skill is guaranteed, when it's only 1 skill applying it versus like 3 skills applying it, it is always much better. Also, does he has literally nothing else for us. So there we go. We got the cast frequency, multicast, and health. I think that's a pretty decent upgrade. And now we're going to go and defeat the Void King and see how that fares. But pretty cool little build. I would like to push it a bit further, but I think there might be some changes we take. Maybe not doing Faydum with the the War Chief's crown, or maybe collecting a double finesse one, or maybe not even using finesse. I don't know yet. We would have to just double check and see what we can get going from there. But this is quite a fun one. It's fun to try out the finesse and see just how many stacks of it we can achieve through that ascension and things like that. Or through that Tartan passive, sorry, not the ascension. But look at how many stacks we're actually on right now. And you know, if it's a plus 10, let's say. So if it goes up in plus 10s, you know, that is because of the multicast to finesse. If it goes up like +1 or +2s or anything like that, that's because of the haste to finesse that we've got. This over here. So we gain 1% from this, but we gain 10% from the other thing. So you can always know what's actually proccing it. If it's going up in 10s, it's because of Faydum's multicast to finesse. If it's going up in 1s, it's because of the haste to finesse passive. Just something, you know, useless information over there that maybe you care or don't care about. We are absolutely wrecking everything. It's so difficult to see the screen though when you've got the ascension up, but it's so funny. Like everything just melts around you. It's actually scary how strong it is. And it lasts for 20% longer now. I mean, look at that. That was a 4-star objective and it just melted. More damage. Area's fine. We get another duration. We get the plus there. So thrust to chaos, we're sitting on 82%. We get a lot of retaliation as well. A lot of prowess because of this skill chain. That's just so good. So juicy. Let's go damage. Fast frequency, more duration. You don't necessarily need it, but if you are planning on going further than Sigil of the Void, then grabbing more of the duration increases are going to be very powerful, because obviously you're then going to be able to get it from the very beginning and make it last longer. So I think duration is very powerful on ascensions, especially if you want to take advantage of those ascensions, especially if you're playing like armor stacking build. We're sitting on 105% armor power, so that's just incredible. Ooh, more cast frequency and damage. I will take it. Alright, Void King. Let's do this.
I see your powers, Hunter. No! I am the king. Impossible. Victory is never the end.
Alright, look at that. Easy peasy. So with this, because we got the disoriented already, we could go for the damage, cast frequency, and multicast, but this is going to be far more powerful. We do get a fragility on there as well. Let's go do 1 or 2 more rounds, because I like to do about a 20-minute run in game time. The other thing we can also do is we do have fragility now. We also had the finesse. So, oh wait, Felipox also had something that was really good over here for us that we wanted to take a look at. I gotta just fight the boss because I don't remember it offhand. Again, I do check the Google spreadsheet before I look at my build to remember all of the Titan passives, but like it's been mentioned on the Discord, a lot of people would really like for the Titan passives to be accessible to view before a run or even during a run, so you can see what passives they give. Maybe holding Q over the Titan while it's up there, like when you're picking them, it can give you a small like description of it, possibly. Like if we hover over this, you press Q on the side here, it shows you exposed bulwark and form, do X, Y, and Z. Maybe for the Titan, it can do the same thing, just a very brief way that, like they did with the Reddit post, where they've got just a couple of literally a 3-worded sentence, a 3-worded line saying exposed to whatever, or gain exposed exposed on hit, shattered on hit, multicast damage, cast frequency, you know what I mean, like things like that, armor block. It doesn't have to be a lot of words, it just needs to inform us of what we can get, like multicast to finesse, it doesn't need to have the numbers involved. It just needs to give us a bit of information as to what it has, and then we can know, okay, well, this boss is going to have these things. This is what I want to do with the actual run, you know, kind of information for us. I think that will be extremely handy to have as, you know, for people, especially newer players, haven't played a lot, or if you play multiple games like I do, you can't, I can't remember absolutely everything, even though I have like 1,000 hours in this game. I can't remember absolutely everything that's new and old, and all the new stuff especially. Old stuff is a lot easier to remember because it's kind of imprinted into me already, but when there's new stuff that comes out, I still have to learn it all. And there's also other games I play, so it's very difficult to remember everything for every game. Also, this is crazy just how much is going on around us. We still want more skill chain. Why? There is so much of our ascension going all over the place. Okay, 98% skill chain.
Let's get the blood. Blood collected. There is more.
What was it that this boss had? Increase all damage caused based on number of stacks of bulwark you have. I don't actually know how many stacks we had. We got damage and health. Increase crit. So it didn't have anything I wanted. Let's go with the bulwark. We do have over 100 stacks of bulwark, so it should be 0.5 per stack. And we get 100 stacks, that's 50. Maximum bonus, so we need about 120 odd stacks to be at a very good space. The other thing we could do, let's go see if Volkage and Revolt have something for us. They probably have the finesse to fragility. We do have fragility already, but gaining more is always good. They've also got slow to brittle, but we have no slow, so we can't do that. The other thing we could do is go for the Disarray to bleed, and then we can grab the bleed passive from Misahet as well. That's also a pretty decent idea or strategy. There's only one more guy down here. We can't get to him yet until we've defeated that final tentacle. Just pick this up and let's see how long our ascension actually lasts for. 81 seconds. That's actually crazy. Also, I think skill chain's affecting it in some way. Like, am I just imagining this, or is skill chain having a positive effect on our ascension? Because remember, I don't have a lot of area of effect. Oh, do you know what? It might be multicast. Is it possible our ascension is being multicasted? Okay, very nice of them to put a +4 there when I'm running away from it.
Through the darkness, we rise.
Guys, I don't know what I've done, but I've broken the Legionnaire's ascension.
Another one claimed. The Titan awaits. Target behind this door. Let's get the blood.
I don't know if, I'm sure it's the multicast. It has to be. I think it's because you don't normally have this much multicast when you're playing on someone like the Legionnaire. But that's a lot of damage for a sigil of, you know, +8. And then we would go, even Shattered to Prowess is really good for the build. So there's Devastation, which we completely forgot about. There's Shattered to Prowess as well. So Devastation, there you go. We could have gone for that as your 4th one. That would have been huge. Very interesting build. I think it has a lot of potential to go further. I am going to try and push it even further in the future, and we'll see where that goes. But for today, there we go. Arrow support definitely doing a lot of damage. That is from the Ascension. So there was definitely something with the scaling and finesse there. So very powerful, depending on who you're playing as. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.